Hello there. This is GbStudio Project Devlog 5. So it's been already 8 days since the last devlog, and I've been mostly um, getting my game fixed in a number of different ways, and also doing new additions in terms of a few enemies and a few levels. This is actually an enemy that I was testing out, which is called a charger. Um, it's not working the way that I wanted to yet. I was experimenting specifically with knockback effects, so when you get hit by them, you get knocked back up at the moment, but that's not going to be what's actually going to happen in the actual game. But the fact that I'm able to do this already creates some interesting situations because you can have, for example, friendly NPCs that could give you like a boost, so you can reach like a higher place, for example. So that's a thing that I can like start considering to implement into like the project later. Let me open up my GbStudio over here, which is here. Oh, why are you not showing? Oh, I think I know why you're not showing, because it's modified. Is it right? Yes, okay. All good. It's very particular when it comes to like certain things. Another thing that I did is I added a game over screen, so when you go to 0 hit points, you actually start dying, and I can actually showcase that now. Let me put the character over here, for example. So I've been definitely doing a few things this past week. I'm not gonna say that I added a bunch of like content or whatever, but you know, there are certain features that needed to be added, like a death screen, and also the stats get reset when you end up dying. So here you go, you start flickering and then you die. That's what happens. It's very simple. I'm probably gonna add like a little bit more delay on like on the screen. So actually, let's do that now on initiate. But 4 seconds. 4 seconds is fine. 3 seconds maybe. Yeah, I'll do that screen. The other thing that I did, I've actually improved the the text tree, the tech tree, or the skill tree. As a matter of fact, it should be here somewhere. Where is it? Ah, right over here. The skill tree is working as intended. And it's fixed now, and you have like the help over here when he's selected. Oh, actually that doesn't need to like display anymore. Doesn't need the start button, because you're just gonna interact with this or this and get information. This to leave the actual screen, yeah. So these things are working exactly as they should. I kept the minigame here. Testing purposes. Yeah, you no longer get medals from like the minigames. This is just for testing. We'll see if the minigame gets implemented or not. It could be interesting for maybe like a boss fight, but I'll think about it if it's necessary or not. So what other things did we do? Oh yeah. The water level is pretty much complete. This is mostly a section where you only encounter a single enemy, which is like a mine. So that one is done. A new enemy that was added is the Rifleman. Let me just put myself over here so you can just see the enemy behavior a little bit. It's actually quite simple. A week ago I was playing a game called The Messenger, and this is the one of the things I've learned. If you really want to get ideas for your own games, you should play the type of game that you're actually making. Or if the game fuses like several different genres, you want to play as many games as possible in order to get different ideas, in order to like introduce to your game. So this one is actually quite simple. He basically shoots, and when I go over here, he's gonna start shooting in this direction, and he should turn as well, and he's not turning right now. But I will change that later, so he actually turns. But that's okay. That can be fixed. As a matter of fact, I could actually fix that right now. It would have to be... let me check. Enemies, and I believe it's Rifleman. Rifleman A. Okay, it is idle light and it's supposed to flip, so what I gotta do is go to on player and do if it's left, you're gonna, let me see, actor, there's a turn here somewhere. Set actor direction to the left. And on this one, paste event before to the right. And then we apply this because these enemies are quite simple. They take one hit and they die. So that's why I'm using prefab for this. On the other enemies, since they have more than one hit point, it means that most of the time you're not going to kill them in one hit. That's why they have to load an additional variable, which is interesting. It's kind of cool that over like almost this period of 2 months, I've learned a little bit more about GbStudio each day, and I feel like I even have ideas for like a future game. Of course, I need to like finish this one first and actually have like the demo released on itch.io, and then kind of get some feedback on the actual game. But yeah, let me see if he turns, and he turns now. There we go. He turns when you basically appear to the left or you appear to the right of the actor, which is very good. Oops, sorry for that noise in the background. Okay. That is working absolutely fine then. Oh, another thing I forgot. The power-up is now the default special attack that you have. The cool thing about it is that the power-up, when you start with it, and depending on the amount of power that you have, which is this thing over here. Hold on, let me actually zoom in on the actual game so it's easier. So this thing over here, this is the power. You can only have one. Now, if we have at least 3... Oh, and that didn't update the fact that I ended up yet. Oh, it's because it recharged. That's what happened there. Because it was right on the timer for it to recharge. That's what happened. Okay, cool. So if we have more than 3 power, or at least 3 power, we're able to actually power up. And let me see if I can quickly set that up on GbStudio. I'm just gonna change one of my starting variables over here, and I'm gonna set it to 4, and I'm gonna showcase what it can actually do. Go over here. Over here. When this decides to open, and it takes a while specifically because I just changed one of the scripts, and it's like changing on every single scene because I have the starting variable script on every scene. The only difference is once you start it, it's not going to load it again because it checks for a variable, and then if it's 1, it doesn't check it anymore. That's how I keep it from resetting. Alright, so let's go over here. So when you have 3 power, you actually get the power up and you change the character model. The other cool thing is your power up as long as you have one, it's improved as well, so you can do more damage with the actual power-up, which I think is neat. So that's gonna be essentially I suppose, the panic button. And another good thing about the power-up is while you're actually powering up, you actually don't take any damage at the moment. What I might do is that maybe some attacks can inflict a little bit of damage, but it will reduce most attacks to 0. So yeah, do a little power up over here, then do that. Yeah, you still gotta be careful because in your power up state you actually don't take less damage at the moment. I'll think about it if I want to do that. That could be interesting. Could also be overpowered too, but maybe you get several improvements to your power-up state where you can start taking less damage, besides doing more damage. And I end up dying there. This is what happens when you're like talking at the same time and not paying attention to what you're doing in game. As you can see, the game will punish you if you're not paying attention. So, thought I would show that. I think that will do for the devlog number 5. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope it clarified a few more things about the game. And the plan is, and I'm gonna attempt to do this. Maybe in a few days I'll be able to release a demo on itch.io. It's gonna show the areas that are still work in progress that you cannot enter, but you're still gonna have access to 2 zones and 2 different bosses, and hopefully people actually enjoy the game. I would say you'd maybe get 20 minutes out of the demo. Maybe. It really depends on how fast you are and then the difficulties that you have with each one of the stages. You could probably finish a lot faster if you play properly and you don't do too many mistakes. So yeah, that is Steel Soldier Online, the demo, and I mean the actual devlog number 5, and I'll see you guys next time.